Jason adjusted his tie, glancing at the clock on his office wall. It was the last interview of the day, and he was more than ready to wrap things up. His company, a rapidly growing marketing firm, had been searching for a senior strategist, and after a long day of back-to-back meetings with candidates, he was exhausted. A soft knock on the door interrupted his thoughts. His assistant peeked in. "Sir, the last candidate is here." Jason barely looked up as he flipped through the resume in front of him, not bothering to check the name. "Send them in," he said casually. The door opened, and the moment the candidate stepped inside, time seemed to slow. His fingers, which had been tapping idly on the desk, went still. His breath hitched, just for a fraction of a second, before he masked his emotions behind a composed expression. Emily, his ex-wife. She looked almost exactly as she had 3 years ago, poised, confident, dressed in a sleek black blazer with her hair neatly pulled back into a professional bun. But the second their eyes met, the color drained from her face. The folder in her hands trembled slightly as she hesitated at the entrance, taking an uncertain step forward. Jason remained silent, watching the emotions flicker across her features. Shock, disbelief, and finally, sheer panic. He let her process it for a moment before speaking, his voice smooth and impassive. "Miss Carter," he said as if she were just another applicant. "Please have a seat." Emily hesitated, a rare moment of uncertainty for her, before finally sitting down, gripping the edges of her folder as if it were the only thing keeping her steady. I didn't know you worked here," she finally managed to say. Jason leaned back in his chair, tilting his head slightly as he studied her. A slow smirk tugged at the corner of his lips. "Work here," he echoed. "I own this company, Emily." Her eyes widened. He saw the way her throat bobbed as she swallowed hard. Jason knew exactly what was running through her mind. The last time they had been together, he was just a struggling entrepreneur barely keeping his startup afloat. Meanwhile, she had wanted stability, luxury, the kind of life he couldn't provide back then. That was why she had betrayed him. That was why she had chosen someone else. "Well," Jason said, flipping through her resume with mock interest, "this is unexpected." Emily remained silent, visibly shaken. He let the discomfort linger a little longer before speaking again. "You have experience," he acknowledged. "Let's talk about that. Why did you leave your last position?" She straightened, trying to compose herself. "Company downsizing," she answered, but Jason caught the slight hesitation in her voice.